Hello everyone, this is Ahmed Ibrahim from Melbourne PT Study Center, and today in this short video I'm going to be explaining some simple techniques that you can use for making complex and compound sentences in summarized written text. So let me share my slides and let's see what we are discussing. Firstly, a little bit of an overview of summarized written text and why it is actually required, at times to make complex and compound sentences over there. All right. So in summarized written text, what you will have is you will get a passage on screen. Passage length can vary but can go up to 300 or 400 words as well. What you have to do is you have to summarize the information of that passage in how many words? In 5 to 75 words. Now, the main challenge here is you have to do everything in one sentence. And one sentence means here one full stop. Just one full stop at the end of your summary. And the time you will have is just 10 minutes for one question. Okay. Now, since you are allowed just one full stop at the end of your summary, it is then like an extremely important that you make complex and compound sentences. Okay. Now, just giving you a general overview here, so you might know the definition of sentence as in basically a group of words that makes complete sense. And if you talk about the parts of a sentence on a very basic level, if you talk about a basic positive sentence, that will have our subject, verb, and object. Okay, but when we join some other sort of information with just these three parts, then it will become a complex and compound sentence. Okay, more details I will show you in one of the slides later. Now, a very simple way that we can use here to join different sentences and to actually make complex and compound sentences is something like this, all right, in which we use something known as discourse markers to connect different sentences, or you can say making complex and compound sentences depending on what sort of information they contain. So if let's just say two sentences are talking about the same thing, they're more or less, you can say, similar ideas, I can use moreover, furthermore, likewise, additionally, or you can also use the word and as well. All right. And if we talk about contrasting ideas, then we can use any of these words like however, although, meanwhile, or on the other hand. Or you can also use the word but as well. Okay. Now, when we talk about conclusion, we can use any of these words like thus, so, hence, finally, or therefore. Okay. And a very simple way to actually do this is that immediately after the sentence, you put a comma, you give one normal space, and depending on what sort of information they had, were they similar idea, were they contrasting with each other, or were you trying to put a conclusion, which of course will be, you can say, one of the last sentences of your passage that you will basically uh, uh, can join using any of these words in here. Okay, now let's have a look at a passage, and let's just say these are the sentences I picked, and then I want to join them using the technique I just discussed. Okay, now if you have a look at these sentences that I highlighted, if you go through them, you will realize that they're more or less similar idea. So I can actually use the discourse markers that I showed you earlier for similar ideas in here. Okay, so let's see how I can actually join them. All right. So what I will do is, let's just say I take this one, and let me open another slide here, and I will make it as a proper sentence so it becomes easier. And then the other sentences I had was this one. Okay, our ancestors created systems of written records that evolved over millennia into today's written languages. Now, very simply, I can do this that after information, I put a comma, I give one normal space, and then I can use more over here. I put another comma, and then my, you can say, next sentence in here. So this is like a very simple, very easy way to join two sentences in here. Okay, that can be done using relative pronouns as well, but this is like a much easier technique. All right, now talking about actually some other examples of complex and compound sentences and how they at times may work. So if you have a look over here, In the very first one, it says, because my coffee was too cold, I heated it in the microwave. So this is telling you that at times when there is a reason mentioned there, you can use because after, or at times you can give like your reason first, use because as your first word, and then add the basically other part later on. All right. This one was, although he was wealthy, he was still unhappy. Now, although as I showed you earlier, more or less can be used when you're joining something contrasting, so you can use it in that way. And this one says she returned the computer after she noticed it was damaged. So not just words like because, although, but, and can be used at times. If you see, like, we can use words like after, or at times even the word as well, to join or to, you can say, make a complex or a compound sentence. Okay. And in the next one, if you see in here, now we used whenever. This is whenever price goes up, customers buy less products. Okay, or it can be the other way around as well. All right. So guys, this was like a very short video to give you a basic level understanding of complex compound sentences and how you can simply make them in your summarized written text. Now, I would recommend do at least 2 to 3 questions daily for summarized written text. Practice it on IVAS, as IVAS give you proper feedback as well. And then you can see over there that whatever technique or in whatever way you made your complex and compound sentences, is it accurate or not? If it's not accurate, then do have a look at the suggested answers by IVAS and then try that out. All right. Okay, guys, this was it for me for this video. Till next time, thank you so much.